everybody. Thank you, Justice. Thank you to you and your team. It's a privilege. I hope you can hear me. All right? Okay. My name is John, John Ohio. Uh, I I choose to call myself a user experience designer, even though as much as I put product design, user experience specialist, but at its core, I'm a user experience designer. And because we have people from different regions, different uh, fields, different areas of design and software development on the call, so I'll try to just give some level of insight into me as a user experience designer, and I hope you can hear me. All right. So yes. So I'm a user experience designer. Some people call it UX designer, UI, UX designer. But for the sake of this call, I'm a user experience designer. And what do? I create or I design solutions, useful, usable, and pleasant solutions to people's problems. So these problems have been, as long as these problems are faced by people, uh, I'm usually part of a team, or I'd say a user experience designer creates or designs first useful, usable, and pleasant solutions to these problems. And these solutions can come in different forms. Solutions can come in form of a product and product designer. This solution can come in form of a service and service design. It come in form of a system. That's now system design, design systems. So, but at its core, we're trying to create a good, pleasurable, useful, and usable solution to the people facing a problem. So how you solve the problem might be as a product, as a service, or creating working system that makes everything life easy for people. All right. So, because the sake of this conversation, the AI in the mix. So why don't I add that I'm a AI UX or AI designer? For me, I would say AI is an enabler, right? AI is an enabler. It just comes into the mix. So you have to decide at what level you want to bring in AI into the mix. AI is like another entity. Yeah, I see AI as an entity like I see another person. Yeah, I'm not saying AI is a person, but AI is an enabler. So you now decide at what level do you want to layer AI into the system? Do you want to make it AI native? We'll come into that. All right. And for the sake of the diverse, uh, diverse group of people here, I'll still give an high level of my perspective and my definition of AI. If I would define AI, I would say, like I said, AI is an enabler. Artificial intelligence is a system that it's a system that mimics human intelligence. Yeah, you mimics human intelligence at scale with speed and more accuracy, right? So at the end of the day, human is the most intelligent, but AI comes to enable it, helps us scale it, helps us with more accuracy, precision, and speed. And that helps us that just is the game changer. But at its core, you still need human, you still need the human intelligence for the AI to mimic, to work with. All right. That's the high level. Yes. And I hope this session will be a very interesting one. And if you have questions, you can always drop your questions, and we'll try as much as possible to make this quick and effective. And over the next 25 to 30 minutes, we'll try to cover this is our agenda, from talking about the new era of design, uh, talk about AI replacing designers, AI as an outlier system, talk about design systems, talk about AI and design. Yeah, I will get into my perspective, how I approach and use AI in my work, the different stakeholders in typical AI related projects, yeah, and embedding AI into our systems. All right. Uh, so now the new era of design. So I would say we're entering a new era where UX and AI, they're not where UX and AI isn't optional. Yeah, when I say UX, I mean user experience, because that's my field. User experience and AI is not optional anymore. So we're moving into from designing just designing interfaces or designing intelligent systems or interaction, moving pixels, bringing buttons together to that's gone beyond all of that. Just at some point, not so long ago, we moved from just designing for desktops to now making mobile design more important. Making mobile designs non-negotiable, because there are some platforms you want to go to, and because people are now mobile, we have mobile devices, they don't have to go to their desktop. So that's how there was a mental shift. Yes, to know that for building a digital product, you don't only cater for the web, you cater for mobile users. That's how we've gradually entered an era where if you are building a digital product, yes, you have to you have to cater for the place of AI in it. All right. If you go to your favorite platforms now, you realize that you are finding an AI layering. Some platforms are totally AI native platforms. Some you have to layer AI into it. If you check your Zoom right now, the Zoom platform you're currently using, I think there's an AI aspect to it, your AI companion. If you open your WhatsApp, you're seeing AI body. If you open from social media to utility tools to productivity tools, I've seen that you are layering AI into the system because, like I said, AI is an enabler. All right. So time would come where even in your operations, when people are critiquing or reviewing solutions you provided, key questions they would ask is, okay, what's the role of AI in all of this? How are you embedding an intelligent system into this? Even when you go for product pitching to investors, they would want to know, okay, how are you leveraging AI? They want to know how prepared you are for the future. So that just shows that AI has come to stay. So we have to find a middle ground to make it work. Like I said, AI is an enabler, and you don't want to compete with it. You want to collaborate with it. Collaboration is key. Collaborate with AI, it gives you the best of your results. So competition just creates strife. All right. And let's come to this big old question. All right. AI replacing us, AI replacing designers, AI replacing my craft. AI has come to stay, yes? And AI will most likely replace some disciplines. Yeah, because AI is focused on outcomes. So if you can get the results without some roles, yeah, why not? But coming down to us now as designers, now I'm speaking to designers. AI won't replace designers, but AI, but designers who understand AI will replace those who don't. So like I said, it's an enabler. You collaborate with it. Yeah, and when they compare the output of uh, a good collaboration between designers, specialists, and AI, the results, and an output of non-AI, non-effective collaboration with AI, the difference will be clear, either in terms of scale, in terms of speed, in terms of accuracy, right, and time too. These are important factors, right? So I would reiterate, AI will not replace designers, but we are in an era where AI and UX is no longer optional. Yeah, it's now like the baseline of our field. So designers fluent in AI will be able to anticipate new states, new perspective to problems. They will know how to, and the major skills that they would leverage is skills that once you understand the dynamics of AI, how to govern the behavior of AI systems, how to collaborate, how to prompt, how to interact with the system. These are now key skills. These are now we've gone beyond pushing pixels, colors. I'm not saying those are not important. These are still the foundation of our craft. Well, in terms of carrying the vehicle to carry it into the future, collaboration is key in that regard. All right, so and I heard something somewhere where I said AI is a general purpose accelerator. It handles scale, speed, repetitive tasks, but what it cannot replace is the interpretive, judgment-driven, human-centered thinking that defines design. All right, because what defines design again is how you interpret what you're designing, the judgments you make, and how you center it in human, because UX design at its core, it's solving problems for people. And who better to understand people more? Humans, right? AI can leverage data, all right, but humans will leverage emotions, empathy, reality. So when you infuse that collaboration, it just brings wonders, right? And if you can see the image I have where AI and humans are collaboration, and there will be a spark. That spark, that middle point, is the target, yes. And to stay within scope of our conversation, I know design system is still within the mix, and I'll say, what is a design system? Yeah, design system basically is a structured set of reusable components and patterns, reusable components, patterns, and guidelines that unify how products are built and experienced across an organization, especially when you are building or you are creating at scale, and when there are several people involved, several stakeholders, several design collaborators. It's important to implement guardrails, implement a system that would encourage speed, that will encourage scale, I would encourage consistency, right? So the outcome is to make sure that everybody is in alignment, and there is, like I said, consistency, and there's structure in what we are doing. And we have different types of and we have every product-led organization, every design-forward organization have set systems in place, design systems in place. Even just last week, the US, the United States appointed a head of design. And people are asking, why do you have to hire a designer, a national designer, a head of design for the United States of America? It comes down to the approach, the mindset. You approach things when you create with design in mind. Yeah, you don't just create for the sake of creation, but when you make decisions by design, helps you achieve your goal, because before you take your first tactical step, you already designed it. You already have a blueprint. You already have a clear goal. On paper, it is structured, so it gives you the journey towards your goal is easier. So, and it was commendable to approach that and hire a head of design for the country, because on Twitter there were polls said there are a lot of government platforms that is very outdated, that the experience is very terrible. But if you can have people, if you come on the platform and the experience is easy, you will not worry about the platform. You'll be more concerned about the goal, your intent, why you are there. The user journey, what you are trying to do. You don't have to worry about the platform in itself. It's like utility, yes. You don't have to worry about your tap. Why you are there is to get water from the tap. You don't have to, when you start worrying about the knob, if it's working, that becomes a problem. All your concern is, I want to turn on the tap and I need the water. I'm not there to check if the tap would work, because I trust that it would work. So when, like utility, if it's working, it is invincible. That's what UX is all about. It's supposed to be invincible. You're not supposed to worry about the interaction. You're supposed to you are supposed to be concerned with the output. All right. So, and the design system, like I said, I'm trying to connect all the dots. Design system, user experience, and for design systems, yes. The design systems functions ensures consistency across products. Like I said earlier, it ensures speed. It speeds up design and development, because the product development lifecycle is not just tied to the designer. There are different cross-functional teams. There's a designer, there's a developer, there are product managers. But design systems helps the interaction between the designer and the developer, especially when you're working at scale. It reduces duplication and waste, act as a single source of truth. Yes, so once there's a single source of truth, you don't have duplication as a problem. So why design system matters? They bridge design and engineering. They scale across multiple products and teams. They govern brand and usability. And the best brands, you see that they have design systems. I think I have some. Let me show you. Yes, uh, design systems. Yes. So these are like list of design systems, and the top 3 design systems in the world are. If you see the name of the company, you know that these are top companies. You have the Apple Human Interface Guideline. It's an entity design system. They give it name. Apple Human Interface Guideline. Google Material. That's for Google. Microsoft Fluent. That's for Microsoft. Adobe, Amazon, Apple, and all of these design systems. They have a structure that is similar but contextual to their organization and contextual to their product. I work with Seamless HR. I lead the design systems team for Seamless HR. We have our design systems, but it's not public, it's private. Some organizations make their design systems public, so that's why you can have them listed here. These are public systems and public design systems. All right, I'll try as much as well to crunch time and would explore maybe 1 or 2 design system structures. All right. Were you able to see my screen when I shared the design systems? Okay, thank you. Just to be sure. All right. So design systems. Now back to our conversations. AI is not an outlier, but a utility. All right. AI should not reduce friction. Yeah. It should not reduce AI should reduce friction. It shouldn't add friction to the mix. It should not add to it. Yes. And if it doesn't make things and processes easier, then it's not needed or the system isn't ready. So because I'm trying to reposition our perspective to AI, because AI is not some outlier or fancy add-on you would be incorporate into our platforms or into our system. So you would think of it like electricity or plumbing. Yeah. A utility, any other utility, when it's done right, it is invincible and it makes everything easier. All right. If it's not, and pay attention to things around you. If you see on the visuals I have here, this is a washing machine. Washing machine is a tool. It's an utility, right? Because when you are ready for laundry, you should not be bothered about the washing machine. You should be bothered about getting your clothes clean, right? You've dumped the clothes inside, follow the necessary processes, and there are no frictions along the way. And you expect that at the end of the day, with ease, it functions well and it gives you a pleasant result. And this pleasant result in this case now is clean clothes, right? See, even with the visuals, you see the solar panels, you see the windmills. You should not be worried about them. And the concern you have is, oh, I need light, I need electrical power, right? So there are questions you would even ask, do I even need solar panels? Especially if the electrical system in my region is good, then there's no point introducing electrical panel when I have a good source of power. But if you're in a region where the electrical system is not so great, now you have to explore wind. I need electrical power, solar or wind. All right. So, but at the same time, the goal is to have electricity, not how it comes. So when you begin to stress about how it comes, that's a problem. So I'm trying to fashion your mind in terms of seeing AI as a utility. All right. It comes to enable. So you shouldn't introduce friction into whatever you're trying to do. The goal is the outcome. So the process towards the outcome should be as invincible and unnoticeable or negligible as possible, as long as you get to the desired goal. All right. And design systems, their goal is to ensure scale, ensure ease in design operation. That's how AI should be too. It's to ensure that it should empower your processes and what you're trying to do and your goals. So I don't spend too much time in a different phase. So the next phase now is talking about AI and design. So I tried as much as possible to touch on design, user experience, AI, design systems, because it still comes back to meet. And that's why we are all here on this call, because AI and design. So for me as a designer, I would come from my perspective and how I work and how I use AI. All right, because AI, my relationship with AI cuts across, as a designer, cuts across three levels. And as a process optimizer, and I know these three levels that people will be able to relate to this, to at least one of these three levels within this call. As a process optimizer, it helps me speed up my workflow. And this workflow could be when I'm trying to design, during research, when I'm trying to analyze data, when I'm trying to get results that would typically take me longer time. AI enables me to crunch it into shorter time with speed, accuracy, and scale. Yeah. So I just have to collaborate with AI, and this, like, as a process optimizer, uh, now that's as a process optimizer relates to when I'm trying to create stuff, when I'm trying to work my processes, my operations. Then the next layer is as a product feature. Now, this is speaking to me as a product designer, having been part of teams or led design functions or projects that is geared towards layering AI into products. That's on one level, and also designing AI native platforms. All right. So like I said earlier, AI is incorporated into products now, into either as a layer or as AI native. So if you can, within the chat, if you can give me difference between AI native and AI as a layer, any platform that you can, just separate it. Let me see. AI native platforms and AI as a layer on products. How do I see the charts here? Can I?
Can you state the question again, John?
Okay. AI, AI native and AI as a layer to products. If you can give me perspective, how you understand both. I think I've talked about it earlier, but give me examples of AI native platforms and AI as a layer to products.
All right, so someone has answered AI as a layer, speaking to Google Gemini. AI as a native is Whisk.
Okay.
Another person said a native AI as a native ChatGPT, AI as a layer is Grok on Twitter. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Oh, I'm seeing reason. I need one more. One more. I'm going to try to address the response. So just one more. Anybody? Or I should go?
Maybe you should just go ahead.
All right. So the first person said what?
AI as a native, Whisk. AI as a layer, Google Gemini.
Whisk or Wix?
So WHISK.
WHI. Oh, I don't know the product. Okay, so the second person said
Native ChatGPT, layer, Grok on Twitter.
okay, that's very debatable. ChatGPT, yes, AI native. Then Grok on Twitter, yes, it's at first it seemed like a layered platform. I like the fact that he added on Twitter. So Grok started as AI layer, but now they've been able to separate from Twitter. It's now AI native. It's called AI native, also, but leverages data from Twitter. So Twitter was used as a vehicle to launch Grok, but now you can download Grok as a platform different from Twitter. All right. So what I would call, so right now it's safe to say Grok is AI native because they have their models too.
There's another answer. Sorry,
Oh,
John. There's another answer. Native ChatGPT, layer, Meta AI.
Yes, so that Meta AI, because the core platform is social media, right? So they layer AI into it to enable it to carry out some functions, to enable you to optimize the experience you get within it. I was expecting somebody to say Zoom because there's an AI layer on Zoom, AI companion. On WhatsApp, there's an AI layer. Even on Figma, because we have designers on this call, there's an AI layer on Figma, but Figma in itself, it's a design tool. So layer AI into it to empower and optimize some processes and outcomes. All right. So AI native platforms are powered by AI in it by every uh perspective, like ChatGPT, like Gemini, they are AI native platforms. So yeah, that's the perspective I was trying to paint. I wanted the people to be engaged and gain perspective into it. So you can choose to layer AI into your system, and you can choose to uh, create AI native platforms. And by the time you start doing this, especially with AI native platforms, you realize that because you are building at scale and you need consistency, especially when it's a large organization, multiple product designers, then you want to create systems. You want to have reusable components, right? You want to have reusable component that you can use to make things faster, to make things easier. And when I say reusable components, so let me show, because when we talk about design systems, all right? Typical, every design, like I said, design systems are houses reusable component. These components form the product. So Apple product, different bare components of the Apple product are represented or embedded into the design system. So, and what makes up a system, you see things like buttons, you see things like, let me come here. So let me use Figma. This is a public design system repo. So let me show you. So your typical platforms, they are made up of different sub-components, avatar badges, buttons. These are buttons. Now you are seeing them in isolation, but when they come together, they form every aspect of your system. So as a user, you're not bothered about the button. You're bothered, your concern is, I want to use my platform. I want to open Zoom. I want to join the call. I should be able to click a button and the button works. But in the development side of things, the project, all of these are in smaller components, curated and carefully designed, yeah, with intention. So when they come together as patterns, they form up your system. So like I'm saying, these are components, yes, your input fields. That's how AI too, because AI is a layer in your system. AI can be native. So there are bare components that speaks to AI. Because if you open ChatGPT, all right, this is ChatGPT. And what you can see is this is an input field, right? It's a component by itself, right? There's a side panel. These are components. They're icons. These are bare components within the system, all right? If you go to Gemini, these are components that make up the system. Now these are AI native platforms, all right? Lovable, this is AI native, yeah? And all the different bare components have to be put together, yes, within a design system. And to incorporate that into the design system, you have to identify what is reusable, what is not reusable. So that's like the cycle, these three arms. First, as a process optimizer, when you are designing, you collaborate with AI to speed up your design. And let's say in that case, you are designing an AI product as a feature. You still have to go through the process of collaborating with AI. You create the product, For scale and reusability, you identify key components to add into your design system. Right? That's like the cycle of collaboration with AI in UX and product design. All right, so designers and engineers functions, because for you to create, it's a product, it's a project. So there's a product development life cycle. All right. The product development life cycle, and it requires designers, it requires engineers. And for the designers in the house, the user experience designers, for you to work in an UX, AI UX, AI UX capacity, you don't need to be a machine learning expert. You don't need to know all the models. You don't need to study every aspect of generative AI. The most important thing is for a product designer is that understanding the project, understanding the problem you are solving, and be in alignment with the engineering team regarding the technical feasibilities of these problems you are solving. So in this case, it has to do with AI. And AI, the engineering aspect of AI, of any AI native product, is it relies on models, AI models. And these AI models are trained, understanding of machine learning, data. These are not so much of your cup of tea. As a designer, over time it becomes clearer. The most important thing is you understanding the project, understanding the goal, and the people facing the problem, the users facing the problem. So with collaboration with developers, you come to an alignment as to how AI can help solve these problems. And once that is aligned on, oh, we identified how AI can help solve this problem. So what are the feasibilities within our resources? What models do we need? What the amount of data, the machine learning data, incorporating generative AI, or like incorporating large LLMs. So once the machine learning engineers figure that out, they communicate that. And there's a third arm to this mix, which is the product managers. So the three arms, product managers, designers, and the engineering team, they align on the feasibility and as to how AI can help solve this problem. So it comes down to the designer to shape the experience, the interaction, how the users would interact with it. Because as a user now, if you are working with ChatGPT, you don't have to bother so much about the operational aspect of the models. We don't have to bother so much about the data, the which data farm, what's the capacity of the system, because the designer has been able to tailor it out, giving a layout, and all you have to do is select the models that you want. Once you select, you don't have to bother as to how it fetches data. The most important thing is I want to interact with the platform, the system, and get results. So that's how that are the roles of the designers and the engineers. So for designers, you focus on the interactions, how I open ChatGPT, I open any platform, I interact with it, the layout, the position of things, where do I put my chat box, how do I structure out the patterns, right? Because the designer's core function in the AI system is not to code, or go so deep into the operational aspect of the models, but your responsibility is to own the experience layer of the platform, how people experience it, how it opens when they open it with their phone, on their laptop, how they interact with it. There are some expectations of every user when they open familiar platforms like AI. They know that they are supposed to prompt it, they are supposed to interact with it, they are supposed to chat with it. So hence, there should be a chat box for you to provide your input, because the cycle for AI interaction is you input, yeah, the AI gives you an output, then you give the AI feedback that, yes, this is what I want, this makes sense. And the AI learns from the feedback, yeah, and it helps the AI next time when you helps the AI learn for next time when you come back again to input data. So inputting can happen in different forms: text input, audio, voiceover input, even visuals now in recent times, even scanning images, video recordings. Yeah, these are inputs for the AI to make sense of it based on the learnings it has done over time. And at the same time, it's still learning as you provide input, and it gives you feedback, helps you understand what's showing and how you can interact with it. This starts with the interaction aspect. Now, the layout, how you place these different components. Yes, because this, if you see now placements, them being able to understand what's going on, what they are doing, where they are on the system is key, is a key responsibility of the designers. And identifying reusable components, and creating patterns and system assets for design. All right. So coming down to patterns, yeah, because over time you don't want to be seeing situations where you come on a screen on your platform and you're seeing a different color, and you go to another screen and you're seeing totally different colors. Or you open ChatGPT and you're seeing component from Gemini within ChatGPT. No, as much as uh, ChatGPT and Gemini are similar AI native platforms, yes. When you're on ChatGPT, the interface is very much different from when you're on Gemini, but they carry out the similar actions. You have to interact with it, you have to chat, you have to input the data that you want, right? You have to impute the data that you want, and it gives you feedback. It lets you know, it gives you responses, and you can give it feedback and thumbs up, thumbs down. If the response you got wasn't so good, you can let it know how it's not so good. You can have it regenerate the response that you had. So these are expectations from users that are interacting with AI platform. Just did this with Gemini. You come to ChatGPT, same question, different interaction, but similar results, right? You can copy, you can reinforce the output by saying, yeah, this is what I was looking for. If it's not what you're looking for, you can have it retry again. If it retries, you see, if you don't like it, you tell it you don't like it. But it's similar interactions, similar touch points. But when you're on ChatGPT, you know this is ChatGPT. When you're on Gemini, you know this is Gemini. When you're on your own AI native platform, that's where branding comes to play. All right. That's where branding comes to play, identifying reusable patterns. So yeah. So for a typical to identify what should be peculiar to uh, your platforms. Now, in this case, AI native platforms, AI powered platforms. One of the key things is the AI identity. Like I said, I see AI as an entity. That's an identity of its own. So anything that has an identity, it is recognizable. Yeah, it is recognizable, and that builds trust, because if I trust the system, I want to be able to recognize the system when I see it again. And that's one of the perks. Yeah. So I believe at least one or two of the logos here are very much recognizable. Please, within the chat, you can tell me what you can recognize, the AI platforms you can recognize on this screen. I'm looking for who would recognize the 4 platforms. I'll be so amazed. There are 4 brand identities here, and they are AI brand identities. Have we gotten anybody?
One person has responded. Please, can you keep the responses coming? Okay. Someone said Gemini, ChatGPT, Meta AI, Grok. Another person said ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini. Obviously, person doesn't have the last one.
Okay. All right, so I guess I will continue, or should I, is somebody else still typing?
Someone just stated just Gemini. Um,
Yeah, so just see, you see the beauty of this all is that, oh, because I typed Gemini, that was a mistake. All right. Okay. So beyond Gemini, beauty of it is that you see it, you can recognize it because you've interacted with it and you trust it. And so that's a brand, that's a system. So you have Grok, we have ChatGPT, we have Gemini. These are public AI platforms. The fourth one here is seamless AI. This is not very much public, but it's for the AI native for my organization, which uh is not very much public. So it's not it, but if you are within enterprise space, interact with the platform, especially in HR tech, you see this and you interact with it over time, you will be able to recognize it without me saying this is seamless AI. Yeah, you can just see it and know that, okay, this output is AI related. All right. So, this, we're talking about reusable systems, reusable components. So they are reused across the system, typically. Now, I'm talking about prompt input fields. So for you to provide data to the AI platform, you have to prompt it, you have to give it information, and you have to create a component that would help you will help the users interact with the system. And this could be in form of text input, could be in form of voice input. And if you are familiar and you use AI a lot, you must have typed, you must have provided text input, text-based input, you must have provided even uploading images for you to work with, must have even voice recorded or have a voice chat with your AI platform. So as a designers would create this component so that you don't have to create new ones over time within the same system. So it has to be consistent, it has to be reusable, and embedded into pattern libraries within the design system. And explainability panel, because it has to do with AI ethics, transparency, building trust. Yeah. So as an building any AI system, transparency matters because users want to know why the AI responded this way. And there has to be like an explainability panel, whether inline or expandable, should be a standard component within the design system. So when they see it, they are familiar with it, so they can interpret what's going on when the AI is thinking. Because users don't just want the answer, they want to know why. They want to understand how they came about this. Yeah, and and this aids transparency. Yeah. And so complete transparency, you just have to be able to explain. They have to be able to interpret the outputs the AI gave, and that's to be accountable in terms of there's sometimes where AI would hallucinate and give you wrong information. You can ask it, yeah, and it can recorrect itself. You can paraphrase, you can give you new context and better context. All right. And coming back to feedback loop, all of this I showed we interacted with, all of this came out when we interacted with ChatGPT. And feedback loop, you have to give it feedback. You have to reinforce its learning. You have to like, you have to unlike, you have to give it perspective. All right. That's how the system learns and you collaborate with it.
Hi, John. We'll have to start running.
Oh, we are just 2 slides away.
Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic, fantastic.
All right, so yeah, so now within every system, especially with design systems, designer, like I said earlier, if we have to approach AI as a utility. So if it's not needed, then there's no point incorporating it. So because there's an AI trend, even though AI has gone beyond just a trend, because there's an AI trend, everybody wants to incorporate AI into their system. No, but you have to ask key questions. Yeah, you have to, they're like, it's like a decision filter. Does this AI feature, does this make the workflow faster? If you want to introduce a new tool to help your system, or for my work, I want to start using ChatGPT to help make my work process faster. You have to answer the questions. Does it really make it faster? Does it make it clearer? Does it make your output or make you seem or sound smarter? If your answer is yes, then why not? Then next question, can it be standardized? Can it be reused, especially with AI native or components within your platform? If yes, if it cannot be reused, then there's no point incorporating it into the design system. It can just be a one-off. Does this reduce cognitive load for users or the teams or other designers working? So the designer doesn't have to go recreate input fields, recreate buttons, or recreate feedback loop. So these are decisions you have to make to decide as to when to incorporate it into your system. So wrapping up, I would say the future of design is not about pixels anymore. We've gone beyond pixels, even though pixels is part of the culture, has gone into, it's now about systems of intelligence. Yes, where you're creating solutions that are intelligent, solutions that are bettered through intelligence, solutions that empowers people with speed, scale, accuracy. All right. And the designers who master them will define the next era of UX. All right. So for me to recap, I would say AI isn't optional for designers. Yeah, engineers build the intelligence, but designers shape the experience. Yes, AI components should be reusable and systemized in design systems. The future of UX is systems of intelligence. So if you're a product designer, think about workflow supercharging. If you are a problem solver, think about AI as a capability. If you are a design system specialist, think about how we make AI reusable. Everyone has a role in this story in terms of UX and AI in products. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much, John. Thank you very much.